Meet you in Goa for Christmas. This used to be a refrain all along the Hippie Trail, starting in Europe and ending right here at Anjuna in Goa. In the Spirit of India series, we look at iconic India places, and Anjuna is as iconic as it gets on the Hippie Trail. So a lot of people in the late 1960s, especially the 1970s, started to travel from Europe seeking an alternate way of life through flapa and hippie culture, and especially seeking out Eastern spirituality and way of life. So what they did, these youngsters in their Volkswagen vans, if you have a sense of history and you have a sense of adventure, you can imagine these people coming in from mainland Europe, going into Morocco, coming from there to Istanbul, and there were these places. Now please remember, these were times before Google Maps, before all kinds of organized maps on these trails. So with hearsay, they would hear about this meet you in Goa for Christmas, yeah? Morocco, Istanbul, Kabul, gentlemen who used to organize a camping ground for all the hippies, and then they'd share stories, and then from there come into Pakistan, into North India, and eventually land up right here at Anjuna. This is where the Hippie Trail came to an end. And you had these beautiful stories, these legends of a person called Eight Finger Eddie. He had 3 fingers on the left hand, so he called Eight Finger Eddie. He's the person who instituted or created the Anjuna market in 1973, and it's been going on ever since. So I'd like you to just put yourself in context, right? You've got this hearsay as you're coming in from Morocco, Istanbul, Kabul, down into North India, and eventually to end up here to find a tribe of like-minded people, youngsters like us, much younger than us, seeking out a different way of life. And they found their solace, they found their beauty here in Anjuna and eventually in Goa. So Anjuna was this place that people would say, meet you in Goa for Christmas. The neo hippies, of course, are all over Arambol and across North Goa, and it spread, but Anjuna was the place back in the day. With the hippie culture, we found that everything alternative, including of course the usage of drugs and ganja, hashish, and so on and so forth, but more than that, much more important than that, was this beautiful way of seeing life apart from the mainstream. The rat race was not enough. They wanted to do more with their life. Today, we find that a lot of that seeking continues, but it's been replaced with alternate ways of living that include yoga, healthy eating, conscious dance, and so on and so forth. In this Spirit of India series, we pay homage to Anjuna Beach, to the sunsets, to watching thousands of sunsets. And if you were to ask a hippie what's most valuable for them, this would perhaps be one of the most valuable sites in their memory. Thank you for joining in, and we'll cover many more iconic places right across India in this Spirit of India series. Until then, keep enjoying that sunset.